to the YouTube channel Pro Enzo Vids, and this is my round 16 NRL tips for 2023. And this week is Origin affected, so obviously some clubs that are playing will have some players out because of Origin for Game 2. Some clubs had the bye this weekend, and that's lucky for them, free 2 points. So yeah, look, the teams that are playing this week, obviously it's a challenge for those clubs that have players out for Queensland or New South Wales. So yeah, it'd be good to see how teams do, I guess, approach that. So it should be a good round of footy, hopefully, and it'd be interesting to see who comes out on top in each game this weekend. But look, the games I'm looking forward to this weekend, looking at some of the games throughout round 16, Cowboys and Penrith at Queensland Country Bank Stadium will be good. But the big one, Manly and Parramatta at CommBank at 5:30 p.m. That's going to be huge. I'll be there, obviously. So and obviously, the big talking point out of this game will be Jake Arthur against his old club, against his dad too. So, yeah, that's a storyline that I reckon the media will ride on for a lot of the week you watch. And then Sunday, Sharks, Bulldogs, who will bounce back after getting a big loss in round 15 with the wait and see. But before I get into my tips, please be sure to like this video and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. Looking to get to 3,500 subscribers by hopefully late June to early July. Don't know if we'll get there in time, but that's the hope that I've got for the channel, to get to 3,500 subscribers by late June to early July. So if we can get there by then, that's great. I'll be very happy with that. But until then, enjoy the tips around 16, and let's get into the first game. Right, on to the first game now. It is Cowboys versus the Panthers at Queensland Country Bank Stadium in Townsville. And both sides obviously Origin decimated, because Cowboys have had a lot of players out because of Origin. So, yeah, we'll see how those players do go in Origin. But, yeah, there's a lot of quality players that have lost from their team. And as for Penrith, they're missing, obviously, Luai, but still Cleary for another week. And, yeah, they're also Origin affected like the Cowboys. So, both teams Origin affected, but who, I guess, dodges it and you know, progresses the best through it. So, going through both sides, for the Cowboys, Jason Tamalolo is back, so he's officially back for the Cowboys. That's huge. So he will, yeah, he's back in the starting side lock. And the players that are missing for the Cowboys: Ruben Cotter, Reece Robson, Valentine Holmes, Murray Talangi, Jeremiah Nanai, all out because of Origin. So on the bench, Kuli Kefu, Finafuiaki joins the bench alongside Sam McIntyre, and I'm very happy to see him play. So hopefully it goes well for the Cowboys. And Zach Labour fills in at centre. And Jake Granville is new starting hooker, and Cole Felt returns on the wing after being 18th man in the Cowboys' last game. And for the Panthers, with Jerome Luai, Stephen Crichton, Liam Martin, Isaiah Yeo, and Brian Toto all included in the New South Wales team for the Origin Game 2. Ivan Cleary has been forced into a number of changes, so including James Salmon to replace Luai at 5'8". Jack Cogger still plays at halfback. Tyrone Peachy goes into the centres, and Thomas Jenkins joins the squad on the wing. Matt Eisenhuth starts at lock. Luke Garner is included on the bench. And Zach Hosking returns from being rested last week. And Moses Leota is named after failing a HIA last week, which was deemed as a Category 2. And Spencer Lanu is good to go after entering early guilty pleas to contrary conduct charges. And yeah, he's fine to play. My tip for this game, I think I'll back the Cowboys in Townsville. I think if Penrith had most of their players playing, I'd back them, obviously. But I think Cowboys have found a little bit of form recently. I think being in Townsville and obviously having a bit more of a better squad than the Panthers, who are obviously both Origin affected, but Cowboys still have enough quality there. So I think they'll win, but I'll only go 1 to 12. So I'll go Cowboys by 10. And first try scorer, I like to see Valemay. I think he'll score first. Okay, on to the next game now. It is the Knights taking on the Roosters at McDonald Jones Stadium in Newcastle at 3 p.m. So the early Saturday match. And yeah, this is another interesting game because both sides lost, but just in terms of form, the Knights have sort of found a little bit of a way of being a bit more competitive, I thought. Against the Broncos, they were a lot better than what they've been, I guess, so far this year. And if they can continue that effort, then I think they're, you know, it could be a threat to some sort of teams in the top 8 or 4. But as for the Roosters, they've been shocking. And, you know, the Chooks, I just don't know what's wrong with them. It's really hard to identify what their issues are, as they've got such a good team. But this week they've got some players out, and obviously they've made some changes from what it seems like. So I don't know, I'm a bit concerned about the Roosters, but we'll see if this is the game that they do bounce back in this week. But go through both sides. For the Knights, Lachlan Fitzgibbon return to a calf injury is timely. Is a timely return with Tyson Frizzell away from the team because of origin duty for the Blues. The only other change is that Inari Tuala coming on the wing for Greg Marzu, and that's about it. And for the Roosters, Joey Manu goes to fullback with Tedesco out for the Blues. Luke Keary to 5'8", and Sam Smith is a new halfback. Lindsay Collins is in Maroon's camp, and Nat Butcher moves to prop. Sicily Tupanua to second row, and Nafahu White is starting at lock. And Billy Smith is back in the centres on deck. He was a late withdrawal last week, so Drew Hutchinson goes back to the bench, and Terrell May is the new face on the bench with Matt Lodge omitted. My tip for this game, it's very tough because I'm really not too sure who I'll tip, and whoever I do tip, I'm not sold that they'll win. So it's a very tough game to pick this one, but I reckon I'm going to tip the Knights. I think Newcastle at home, I think that they're a lot better than the Roosters at the moment. They're a bit more convincing to me. I don't know, the Roosters team for me just does not look right in my opinion. They're just something that turns me off about the Roosters at the moment. So Manu at fullback is better than him playing at 5'8", obviously, but just I don't know. I think Knights are a bit more in form and they seem to have a bit more of a settled team. So I'll go Knights here by, let's go 8 points. And first try scorer, I will go and he's returned Lachlan Fitzgibbon in the back row. Okay, on to the big game on Saturday and the game that I'll be at, the second game of the Super Saturday. It is Parramatta Eels taking on Manly at CommBank Stadium. Yep, I'll be at this game, so in attendance for another game for Manly, and yeah, hopefully it's a good result. But obviously, whenever these two sides play, it's usually a good contest. Like, I know Parramatta and Manly have players out because of origin and stuff, but nonetheless, I think looking at both teams, it seems to be, I guess, a little bit equal. So it should be hopefully a good contest. But yeah, I'm looking forward to being there. And obviously both sides got wins in round 15, so we'll see who backs up their wins. But for Parramatta first, Dejan Assi will take over the halfback role with Mitchell Moses out for Origin. So Ryan Madison is named at 5'8", which is, wow, I couldn't believe that when I saw that. But yeah, he starts at 5'8" with Assi in the halves. Junior Paolo is also on New South Wales duty, so Ofahiki Ogden will start at prop, and Joe Offhangawi joins the bench. Josh Hodgson was a late withdrawal from the Bulldogs game with a neck injury and remains sidelined, so Brendan Hands keeps his starting hooker position. And as for Manly now, well, Jake Arthur will play against his former club, so he'll start at halfback with Cherry Evans out for Origin. So come on, Jake, come on, mate, it's a redemption game. And Tom Trbojevic is also out, so that means Kyle Weeks will start at fullback, and that's about it. My tip for this game, look, it doesn't go any other way than tipping Manly, so I will tip us to win by 6 points. I think it'll be a tight game, but look, it's a very even game. Like, I would not be shocked if we lost this game, to be honest, because of losing both Tom and Jake, and well, yeah, no Jake still, but having Tom and DC also out, so that makes it a bit harder. But I think the boys will be up for it. I think they will, and I think for Arthur, I think they'll try and win for him as well. So I think this is a game we can definitely back up and win, hopefully. So I'll go us by 6. And first try scorer, I like first try scorer. Let's go Ola Kawatu in the back row. I think he's due. And on to the last game of Super Saturday. It is the West Tigers taking on the Melbourne Storm at Campbelltown Stadium at 7:35 p.m. on a Saturday night. So yeah, look, Storm obviously origin decimated as it looks on the team list, but still have enough players to put up a fight. And as for the Tigers, yeah, whatever happened last week, I don't know, because the Tigers should have been a lot better against the Titans. I would have thought anyway. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe being back at Campbelltown will help me out this week. I don't know, but yeah, Tigers still in shambles, unfortunately. But going through both sides, for the Tigers, Luke Brooks' hamstring's out, so Brandon Wakeham goes to halfback, and Stafford Toa is named at 5'8", interesting, and Brent Naden returns in the centres. Asu Kepaoa also comes into the centres with Tommy Talau moved to the interchange. With Appy Coruscant out with a jaw, Jake Simpkins starts a hooker, and on debut will be Talon De Silva, so I'm looking forward to seeing how he does play. Heard he's a good talent, so hopefully goes well on the bench. And Stefano Utoikamanu Blues call up. We'll see Fanua Pole move into the starting side of prop, and Alex Seyfarth has been added to the bench. And for the Storm, Munster, Grant, Coates all out for Origin, and Walsh has been suspended. So this means that Remus Smith hamstring has been named despite the hamstring injury, but he's been named so far. Justin Olam is listed as 18th man. He might be a late inclusion though. Elisa Katoa is out, so Tarek Sims joins the starting side. George Jennings comes in on the wing, and Jonah Pezzett is the new 5'8", and Bronson Garlick takes over hooker, and Nelson starts a prop, and the new faces on the bench are Aaron Penne and Alec McDonald. Well, my tip for this game, it'll be tight. I reckon it'll go down to the wire, I feel like, but I think Melbourne might be a bit too good. I think they've got enough quality there. And after what they did last week, it just gives me a vibe that Bellamy's got them up for something special and to go on a potential run. And I'm afraid of that. I'm afraid Melbourne might go on a big run here. I just got this weird feeling when Pappenhausen comes back, they're going to really, really shake the comp, I reckon. So I think Melbourne back up what they did last week, and they win by about 12 points. And first try scorer, I'm going to back Jerome Hughes. I think Jerome Hughes might score first. And on to the last game of round 16, it closes out with the Sharks taking the Bulldogs. And yeah, if we're to go off by anything from last round, I think whoever wins this game will, we'll be happy with it, because both got smacked last round. So this is a big challenge for both Dogs and the Sharks to come back and, I guess, make a statement after last week's big losses. Going through both sides, for the Sharks, Craig Fitzgibbon has kept the same side, which is interesting, because I thought that there'd be changes by now. But same side, but Royce Hunt is the only player out after suffering an ankle injury in round 15, which means that Thomas Hazelton comes back into the squad on the bench, and Oregon Kafusi starts a prop with Helen Ueli in the starting front row. And for the Bulldogs, no sign of Raymond Fatala-Mariner yet, still out with an illness. So Luke Thomas of foot is also a couple of weeks away. So the only change for them is that Braden Burns comes on the wing for Josh Adokar, who's out for Origin, and Chris Patolo is named to start a prop again. So weird how none of these sides have made changes after their losses last week. Very strange. But who am I tipping? Yeah, look, I guess it's a big game for both sides, but I will tip the Sharks at home. I think Sharks have a bit more attacking flair and a bit more of a, I guess, they put more of an effort in. I feel like, to play 80 minutes and don't make mistakes that the Bulldogs do. So I'll tip Cronulla 13+. I think Sharks win by about 18. But I think the Bulldogs might score first, and I think they'll score first through Jake Avarillo. But that's my tips for round 16 of the NRL. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and comment your tips in the comment section down below.